Well, this bag I'm holding is so much more than just coffee. It's a promise to help any veteran or first responder that needs it. Take a look at how local roastery Zero Dark 30 coffee is changing lives.
I feel like with Zero Dark 30, I've had somebody in my corner, somebody rooting me on, and somebody walking me through my traumas, my mental health suffering, and yeah, just I get emotional just thinking about how dark of a place I once was in, to a place now where I do have hope.
Ace Aspiris, a respiratory therapist, says he cared for the first community-spread COVID patient in the United States back in 2020. He's one of many frontline workers that have since struggled with PTSD as well as substance abuse.
I found myself numbing with alcohol, with pain medication, and really just not trying to feel. And so I met Jared at a pivotal time in my life where he essentially just loved on me and told me that it was okay and that there is a better way out there.
Jared is the owner and operator of Zero Dark 30 Coffee, and while he and Ace are both doing great now, it wasn't always this way.
I would drink whiskey by the bottle until withdrawals went away, until I could get to my next refill, and that's how I lived.
Webb served 4 years in the Marine Corps and 16 years as a local police officer. He says he didn't realize how much his jobs had affected his mental health until 4 shoulder surgeries left him addicted to opiates and sent him spiraling.
I was on probation with the police department. I was working day shift. I had my teenage boys peeing in a bottle, and I was cheating the drug tests they were giving me. I was lying to everybody, including myself.
Webb says his rock bottom came when he was arrested by his own friends in his own police department.
I went in a really, really dark place, was suicidal, came very, very close. Very close. I got a timely phone call from a friend who kind of made me see that maybe I don't know how to fix this problem that's going on with me, and I'm not the same guy I used to be. So maybe I should find people who can help me. So I did it.
That help looks different for everyone, but Webb says the most important part is learning how to deal with your trauma instead of suppressing it.
The reality is there's a place for that, right? Like in the middle of a gunfight, that's where you need to be strong and tough and push through. The rest of your life doesn't have to be that way. And there's a difference which I couldn't separate before. And I know a lot of guys can't because we just suppress emotion permanently. Then you're suppressing it at home too. And for police officers and first responders, medics, firemen, ER nurses, like you got to turn that off when you go home. How do you do it?
Answering that question is the main focus of the Zero Dark 30 Foundation, Webb's nonprofit that's funded by his roastery and helps pay for veterans and first responders to get the care they need.
You're buying coffee anyway. If you're buying our coffee, not only are you getting great coffee, but you're helping veterans, first responders put their lives back together. That's a win-win. So I was like, why not do this? Huge part of my healing is helping other people. I mean, that's what keeps me focused, it keeps me driven, but also seeing them not alone. Like my story, the details might be different, but my story is not unique. And if somebody else can do it, so can I.
It was really special to sit down with those two men and hear their testimonies, which you can read about in detail on idahonews.com. And Webb also has his personal phone number on the back of every single bag of coffee that you buy, so he can help anybody struggling. Reporting in the studio, I'm Sophia Dumani.